My guy, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, how are you, man? Hey, appreciate you for joining me, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh, man, I appreciate you for reaching out, man. That was yeah, it got sent to that little that other inbox, and I had no idea, so I was glad I was able
Yeah.
to check that out for sure.
Okay, bet. Well, I'm glad you read it, man. It's an honor to have you on here. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate you for hitting me back and being so willing to, tell your story and talk a little sports and stuff like that.
No doubt.
Man, how you and the fam holding up during this crazy time of life we living in right now?
Man, I can't really complain. I'm out here with my family in Hawaii, so it's been great for me. Just beautiful views. Maybe it'll still be working, so man, I really can't complain right now. It's
Facts, facts.
the
Okay. Um,
same for you and yours.
Yeah, man, we just stand out the way, man. I actually got laid off due to the pandemic, so I just been grinding with my podcast and my clothing brand. I'm trying to do my community events again, so I'm just trying to stick and move, do what I can do right now.
That's the best thing to do right now, man. Quarantine, lockdown,
Yeah,
get aligned with your true loves, your true passions, and
yeah,
in a whole year already. You put a year into your work, you can develop some shit.
man, for real, that's what I'm trying to do, man.
You got
For those who's not really too familiar, just give us a quick rundown. Where you from? How was it for you growing up and stuff like that? Where did you get involved with sports and stuff like that?
all right. Well, Alex Austin. I'm from San Marcos, Texas, and right in between Austin and San Antonio. My my love for sports started when I was young. I had an older brother that was into sports, so of course I followed him. And my mom, she was into her sport. She was a dancer, but that's still something. But
Yeah,
my dad won the Olympics in high jump in 1996, and so I've been pretty much wrapped into sports just from day one. Traveling with him, going to Olympics, shit, watching him train, and then eventually he opened up his own training facilities, and so man, I was pretty much working with sports my entire life, just having that older brother following his goals and dreams with it, and
yeah.
pop. So started off pretty young, man.
Okay, okay. Like I said, some of these questions, bro, I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot a little bit, but it ain't too bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
All right, bet. All right, so for you, this is my first question I ask everybody. For you, who is the GOAT? Is it MJ, Kobe, or Bron? And then put them in order, unless you have a different GOAT that you go by.
Man, you're gonna laugh, but I don't even know to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I Basketball is of course my first love, but my love for basketball comes from playing, dog. So
yeah,
back then, I never got to watch MJ play like that. I was young. Uh,
yeah,
Luckily, but my dad was friends with him, so I got to watch MJ play in a celebrity game that my pop hosted, and so
yeah,
I saw him in person play. Kobe, I grew up watching him play because that was my older brother's favorite player, and then of course
yeah,
Bron. Shit,
yeah.
on. So you already kind of know what that means for me, but I can't really answer that just because it's MJ and I never watched him. I watched
Okay,
it, and of course he's amazing.
facts.
Bron and Kobe, man, it's shit, who would I want on my team? That's tough, but I'd probably pick.
Yeah. Oh,
Probably,
we definitely gonna get to that. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of those questions.
uh,
That's put you on the spot. Yeah.
yeah, I can't answer that one straight up because I don't.
Okay.
You don't even invest that much time watching. So,
Okay. Respect that. For you, when you were coming up and you were hooping, who was that player that you were watching, that you were constantly watching film on, taking moves from, a couple players you had your eyes on?
I'm gonna see if you can answer that for me right now.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it.
Oh man, he didn't even know. Adidas three-stripe game.
Who is that? That's
T Mac.
I was at T Mac or Penny. That was my choice. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I was like, is it T Mac or Penny Hardaway? It's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What was it about T Mac that you liked so much that kind of made you want to just watch him and man take your game after him?
Man, he was the similar style of play. He was so energetic, man. That dude was everywhere when he was hooping.
Yeah.
On court. I didn't really think he was too. He wasn't too out of line with the movements he was doing. I felt like I could really imitate that. Allen Iverson,
Yeah,
that really could do that, and I knew that wasn't my style. So he just, body types were kind of the same, and he was a dog, bro. And so just that
yeah,
mindset, as far as like the energy that he brought.
yeah. It just sad the injuries kind of tore his career apart, man. He was definitely gonna be something special, man. Well, he still is, but you know what I mean. If he wasn't for the injuries, um, let me see. Okay, so now I want you to give me your top five players currently in the league. Who's your 1 through 5 right now in the league?
Oh shit, LeBron. I'm a
Okay,
Ben Simmons. I like. I'm gonna take Kyrie,
okay,
and gotta have a big shit. Give me Joel,
okay. Yeah, you got a solid one. You got a solid one.
Joel.
Um, for you, since basketball and track are your main sports. Like, what are some of your favorite memories from basketball and track, or like if you have a special favorite moment between the both of them?
For and for track and field, um,
Yeah.
I would probably say after all like the biggest highlight for me was definitely nationals.
Hmm.
Like, that was a big event for me. I was real new to the sport still,
Yeah.
and just coming off my injury, it was really up and down on where it could go.
Yeah.
And able to finish top seven jumpers in the U.S. and then placing second at nationals, that was big for me. I went into
Yeah.
that.
That's impressive.
I hadn't jumped like 2 weeks before just because, man, my like the inflammation and shit just started building up, and so I was like, I need to calm down.
Yeah.
Luckily, I showed up still and was able to produce, so that was big for me for track. Just going into that with just saying like, man, if you have that mindset, you can still put on something no matter how long you really,
Right.
stay to work. But despite taking off that time, able to produce still was big for me. And I
Right.
was basketball. Oh shit, man. I would say the nationals, going to nationals with UAV, University
Hmm.
of man, and winning that. That was the first win the university was able to lock down,
Yeah.
and then we stayed undefeated. We took stayed undefeated throughout that entire time. So that was just my last memory with hoops, and of course that was the biggest platform for me for a collegiate setting.
Yeah. That's
Just
it's
that,
impressive, bro.
yeah, it was an amazing time, man.
Thanks. Okay. I know you said for you, like you pretty much started to get involved in sports since day one. But like when was it that you realized that you wanted to hoop and that you wanted to do track and field? Like, was there a particular age or where you were just like, okay, I'm doing this. Once I did this, I fell in love with it. Okay, I was 14. I knew right then and there I was gonna do it all the way. So what age were you when you found out that those were your two, loves that you wanted to do?
So I like from a young age, I knew I was gonna. That was like my goal.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had the journals, and I
Hmm.
still back at them and I'd say, NBA and
Yeah.
win a medal because that was just the life that I was in. So I saw that it was actually realistic. You know what I mean? Being around NBA dudes training, and then my
Yeah.
dad training, I was like, this is possible.
Yeah.
The lifestyles that you get to live, that was a given for me. So I was like, I'm pushing for this 100%. It wasn't until probably eighth grade I caught up with my body and was able
Hmm.
to like see like okay I am pretty good at hoops.
Yeah.
Um, of course, like at the competition that I was playing, I was better than a lot of the kids like in my area. But eighth grade, that was when like my pops would take me back to his home area in Houston, and I was playing with like the top dogs, and I was able to like hold my own. I was like, all right, if
Yeah.
I focus, I could really do something. And
Yeah.
so my dad had opened a facility, and he was bringing in just top league guys, pros overseas, collegiate dudes, and so I was just in the lab with them nonstop from like grade through like shit through now pretty much, but 8th grade through was locked in.
Yeah.
8th grade, that's when I really made that shift over for basketball to just stay committed. Track and field, man. Despite my dad winning the Olympics and stuff, I never
Mhm.
cared for it. My brother did it, but he did it goofing off. We never practiced. And then when I got into high school, he was hoop. I was there freshman year. He was a senior, and so he was like, "I'm gonna do track." I was like, "I'm gonna do it with you then, so we can hang out more."
Mhm.
We went out, and of course, he was on varsity. I jumped like 5 foot in front of the coach, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can do it." Again, we never really practiced, and then shit, he quit, so I quit too. And so my junior year, my dad was training a lot of high jump athletes and track and field athletes at the time, and he had a guy named Jacorian Duffield who ended up being jumping like 7'8". He was a year ahead of me in high school. He was
Mhm.
like in the nation. He was warming up at like 6'6", and I had just finished working out. And me and him were boys before then, and so I was goofing off with him. And I just took off running and went and jumped over it. And it was 6'6", and so my dad was like, "Yo, like you could probably do something if you took it serious." That was 6'6", and I was like, "All right, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, you like, all right, I guess.
Hey, yeah, I'll check it out." And so then, like 2 months later, dog, I ended up jumping 7'2", and that put me as the number one jumper in the nation, man. And that was crazy, just absolutely crazy for me.
Man.
Junior year of high school, within like 2 months after basketball season, being the number one jumper in the nation, that blew my mind. And that love, kind of for that sport, that's when that developed for me. Just knowing I was cold, knowing
Yeah.
I always wanted to have that All American title
Facts.
and shit. Like basketball didn't happen. Regardless, I was still cold at basketball. Wasn't there,
Yeah.
but got the label through that, and I was like, damn, that's big time. And so I
Yeah.
go on and win state, which was cool as hell. Getting
Yeah.
that shine. But still, that summer I got invited to like the Junior Olympics and stuff. But I
Mhm.
was hoops. That was my junior year was gonna be the first year I could play AAU.
Yeah.
I got an opportunity. Like I had the opportunities, but I wasn't able to play because my boss wouldn't let me. He didn't. This man didn't think AAU was it for high school kids, y'all. My dad, AA,
Oh man.
he thought AAU was a joke. Regardless, I was in the gym grinding. I was in.
Oh man, bro, that's some good times playing AAU, bro.
Yeah, that's where you get looked at. I have a look
Yeah.
now, and so he's in the AAU circuit, of course. Thank
Yeah.
God. But that was my first summer I was going to play AAU, so I was like, I'm not doing track. Like, I'm not going to do any track.
Yeah.
Able to go and play in like with the big dogs in the tournaments, and that was how I was able to pick up some looks and stuff. That one summer at AAU, thank God, man, because
Yeah.
it was looking kind of cool for me. Not even gonna lie, and so
Yeah.
showed out through it. That junior year, man, junior year for track and field.
Facts. Man, that's big. You got a nice little resume back there, bro. You know?
Yeah, man.
Um, okay, so we talked about how you had much, success and stuff like that. Like not to get too personal or anything, but like what's some that kind of that you overcame that kind of made you the person you are now? That it was kind of like a mountain in front of you at one point in time that you was like, it was kind of a hole in the road in front of you. He was like, all right, I got to get through this.
I'm gonna tell you something that I promise I ain't never told anybody. I've never told nobody, but I feel like
Oh
it's
yeah, we getting the exclusive content, yo.
exclusive. You gotta hit the.
Yeah.
But man, basketball. When after what was that? Going into goddamn, I'd say going into November, maybe October, when I was at Baylor. Going into that, um, shit was getting crunch time for basketball season, and
Yeah.
I was blessed. I was on a dual sport scholarship, but track and field paved the way.
Hmm.
But I was blessed to get track was like like go see what you can make shake with basketball, and I was like, shit, I'm there, man. Graduated high school early, 2 a days all summer, and right before the season came, bro, like ultimate switch up, dog. Like shit got different, bro. And so stopped getting hit up for practice. I was going like hitting them up, getting no response, showing up, you know, and like, hey coach, like I didn't get hit up for practice. Like, what's up? Like, let me get in. And so he was like, oh yeah, go with so and so. He's gonna go, like he has class, he's not with the main group. So he has to do his workouts by himself, like blah blah. Like go with him. He's one of the other coaches will help out. I was like, all right. So then they tell me the times, and I was like sitting there after class, like shoes on, you know, warmed up, shooting and shit. Nothing. Sometimes he'd be there, sometimes I able to catch the workouts. And so then I was just like, man, what the hell? Like, you know, the playbooks went out one day, and I didn't get the playbook, so it was just like, you know what I mean? And so at that age, like, you know, for me, for whatever reason, like life started for me, and then everything got crazy for everyone in my family. You know what I mean? So I didn't,
Yeah.
and I'm not the one to vent and talk, but I really like, you know, I was like, I need to make a decision for myself. And so like, you know, I was at the crib, or at the apartments that we had, and I was just processing everything. I was like, man, despite everything I've given and showed, like that I can hang, that I'm, you know, that I'm doing it all right, it's not working out. I have a dream to go get this gold medal still. You know what I mean? Like it's competing for me right now, and I want to go
Yeah.
and show that, you know, like you brought me in on goddamn, like it was like a quarter. Like you look at the total, it's like $250,000 that they bring you in on the dorms, I mean apartments, food, stipend, all that. And so I was like, let me show like I'm of worth. You know, while I'm here, I need to go like show that I'm bringing my end to the table.
Yeah.
Track was going on, so I was like, man, shit, like I'm gonna go. You know, since I'm not getting hit up for this practice, and they're cool with me going to work out on my own, I'm gonna go to track practice and show like, hey, coach, like
Yeah.
now, like show like you know, I'm the number one jumper in the nation, 2 time on. Like, let's go do this shit. Like, I'm jumping what the college dudes were jumping in high school with ease. So like, let's blow it out the water. And so he had known that I had a passion for that too, and so it was just like, all right, like cool, like okay, then whatever happened over there, what happened over there. Now it's time to switch gears, and
Yeah.
so shifted into that, man. And that was a big experience for me because not saying that like basketball was over for me, but like in my head, I was like, damn, like
Kind of
that,
was an eye opener for you.
that was it for me with basketball. You know what I mean? And I was content. You know what I mean? I was like, shit, I'm gave it my all, whatever, whatever. See, like, and I knew like G leagues, tryouts. Like, I wasn't naive to all the like the other stuff.
Hmm.
Like, man, I can still go and hoop
Yeah.
and training on my own. Like, I'm straight.
Yeah.
So then, shit, going into my first track meet, bro. Like, at while I was there, we had some terrible spikes, and they were like this. And man, I was putting them under my car, and I'd leave my truck under 'em, try and flatten them out.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd pop right back up. They're just whatever. The model of them was terrible, and the coach just wanted me to wear those just because, you know, they were locked in with their contract with them, whatever, whatever. The business side. Me knowing that they were no good, I was like, man, if y'all want me to win, I'm gonna wear my spikes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure there's no logo on them. So I spray painted it all black. I was like, y'all want to win? Like, I want to win. Let's really put on. And so I snuck my spikes in, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. Like, I
Yeah.
was flying, bro. I was taking warm up jumps at 7 foot, and like all senior year of high school, I was clearing 7 foot or higher. And so like warming up, feeling like that, I was just hyped. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
So then, right when we were about to start, my the coaches came up to me, bro. Nigga, they started cussing me out, going absurd, bro. Like, you arrogant son of a, you're not gonna take away a $1 million contract that I got, bro. And I was just like, yo, I can't jump in the other ones. I didn't bring them. Like, what do you want to do in there? Like, I'm half minded to pull your scholarship right now and send you home with your father, because my pops had drove down to watch. It was at A&M, and so of course, like, bro, my pop was strict, and so he his mind was like, yo, this dude spazzed out and did some off the wall shit. And so
Uh,
I'm looking at me, hot dog. And I'm like, damn, like this is not the time. And so then they're like, I don't know how they had the spikes. I don't know how they had the spikes, bro.
they had an extra pair for you.
Extra me, dog. Boy. And I went into that hole and broke my foot and jumped 6'11". I was so
You
sick.
broke your foot that day?
Yeah, that's the day I broke it. And
Damn.
look, I didn't know that it broke because it was like
Okay.
a fracture at the time. Um, but I jumped 6'11", and I hadn't jumped that since like my junior year. And I lost to some dude that jumped 7'1". Like
Damn.
it was just terrible. And I was hot, man. That night my foot was hurting. It swelled up, and I was like, man, what is going on?
Yeah.
Well, just went into the next meets, bro, and that's when eventually like I found out that it was broken. Had my surgery, and man, I'm telling you, I had the worst pain still in my foot after that surgery, and couldn't just shake that pain, and
Yeah.
eventually say like, you're done at Baylor as an athlete. Like if you want to keep your scholarship, you're gonna sign this paper. Like it's your medical release. The NCAA is gonna pay for it. Like you'll finish your education, but you just won't be an athlete here. So I was like, shit, I ain't gonna give up my education. That's stupid. Like how
Yeah.
I'm gonna get better. So I took that offer, and just had a blast, bro. As a student for
Yeah. Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
absolutely that situation, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, so that was probably the biggest obstacle. And then
Yeah.
just having to accept, like, yo, your athletic career is done. Like, and that
Yeah.
was freshman year, you're done. And
Yeah.
kind of just making that shift from, like, an athlete mindset and just being, like, so locked into, like, just that path of being, like, just a professional in the sport.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what the hell are you going to do in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a tough pill to swallow for you at first, you know.
Yeah, that one knocked me on my ass. I won't even lie. That was
Man.
crazy. That was it for me.
Man. For you, oh, you said you from like the Houston area, right? Did you say you from the? Oh, you said Austin and
Yeah, my family's from my stepmom and my dad are from Houston.
okay, okay. Y'all familiar? Y'all know John Lucas?
John Lucas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I was going.
Oh, okay. Yeah, John Lucas. That's like big bro. I was like, I wonder what's
Really?
going on. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know Houston is crazy. I like a whole bunch of people live out there. I'm like, man, everybody's from Houston, bro. So I need to go to Houston, man, see what Houston's about.
In eighth grade, that's when I'm telling you, that's when I made like when I started taking it serious. That's where my pop took me to see if I was gonna be like that. And so yeah, he took me to John Lucas camp, bro. Not even
Yeah,
we'd go up there just during the week. It's like a 2 hour, 2.5 drive. He'd take me and bro, I never like not saying I only thought my dad was like a coach like that because he was my dad.
hmm
Bro, this dude was like a dad to all these boys. That, that was the funniest experience I had ever had. Cause I was like, oh man, like my dad's just hard because that's just like it's my dad. He can do that. Bro, I went in there and it was the exact same. I was dying laughing, like not laughing, but on the inside I was like, oh, it's serious, serious.
he
Like
got that real coach mindset, huh?
yeah, I was like, all right, let's get it. And that was man, like it's
Yeah,
that was when I really was able to test out my basketball skill set, my frame against like dudes I knew were going somewhere.
thanks.
That's when I was like, oh yeah, I can do this for sure. Eighth grade, going to Houston, John Lucas camp. Yep. Shout-
Thanks. Okay. For you, if you could have five dinner guests, dead or alive, any family members that passed away, that live now, any former rapper, president, to sit at a table with and just chop it up and talk about life, who would be your five dead or alive dinner guests?
Mansa Musa. He's like the richest human in the world. He passed away, but richest richest person. Of course, I'd have to learn his language, but Andre Andre 3000 is like my favorite artist
Yeah,
in music and in just in general. Like he's just so out there. Um, shit. You know, every time someone asks you these, you go blank.
Yeah.
Let me get Dave Chappelle. We gotta have a comedian. And I need two women, man. I need two women. Oprah, because she'll keep that flow.
Facts.
And Erica Badu. Crazy.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Three stacks, Badu, Dave Chappelle, Monson Musa, and Oprah Winfrey.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. You said a couple people that have been named before, so that's a good five. I mean, good four. I'm sorry, or five. My bad.
Yeah.
Um, for you, what has like sports taught you that kind of carries into everyday life?
Man, hard work and perseverance.
Yeah.
That's given. No matter what path you are in life, man, whether it's sports, whatever field of study, school, whatever, hard work and perseverance is what it takes to, just succeed in general. Get to wherever you want to get.
Yeah.
Working, and no matter what comes your way, if that's what you want to do, you better stick to it because it's gonna be like that for anything else that you decide to switch up on. Shit just don't come easy anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Um, for you, when you were hooping, what was your favorite hooping shoe of all time, or still is?
Mm-hmm. You want me to grab them? I still got them. Shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let me see what you're
Okay.
rocking with. Oh, yeah. I had a pair of them.
LeBron 10 All
I
Star
had
game.
a pair of them. Yeah.
I had three pair of these, and the first pair I just beat to hell. The other pair got stolen. They were, bro, they were saran wrapped. I had them in the box. They were nice, man.
Man.
And these, man, these are just they were some hoopers, but I have to retire them. But my favorite hooping shoe, LeBron 10s.
Yeah.
I hoop in something high top because I'm scared to roll my ankle.
Yeah.
And these just super comfortable, made me feel bouncy. And
Yeah. Facts.
my my best dunks in those, jumping from the free throw line, my between east space, like my best dunks have been in those. And so,
Yeah. Fact. And they give you about a couple, 2, 3 inches to your height. You know what I'm saying? So you good. You look a little bit taller than them too. You
yeah,
already can jump. So yeah, you said the free throw line. I'm already knowing you doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do give you, like you said, like extra 2.5 for sure.
Yeah. Facts. All right. What's your favorite basketball movie of all time?
Juwan Man came to my head, but I swear to God, it's not the.
Oh no, G, don't do it.
But as far as a funny ass movie, I'd say Space Jam. Space Jam for sure. That was
Legendary.
that was a highlight of my childhood. Just think that came out when I was in Hawaii, when I was with my grandma out here with my brother,
Hmm.
and then yeah, Space Jam. We had every Space Jam outfit because my dad was sponsored by Nike. Space everything, bro. So Space Jam, acting like Monstars with my older brother. We had the
Yeah.
blanket sets, all of that. So
Facts.
Space Jam, biggest influence in my life, and then got to meet MJ. So it was like a real shit for me.
Facts. Okay. So these questions right here, I want you to look at it as you're the coach of a team, and you got to pick between which player you rather have on your team between the two.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one, we going Bron or we going KD?
Whoa, Bron,
We going Steph or we going Dame?
Steph,
Are we going Harden or we going Luca?
oh Luca,
Are we going Kawhi or we going Giannis?
Giannis,
Brad Beal or Jimmy Butler?
oh Jimmy,
Are we going Jokic or are we going Embiid?
Embiid.
Dirk or Tim Duncan?
Oh, whoa, that's not even. Whoa, oh, that's not even fair. Mr. Fundamental Tim Duncan. But Dirk,
Uh, yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, yeah.
give me Tim.
Steve Nash or Jason Kidd?
Oh, Steve.
Are we going Mello or are we going Paul Pierce?
No, Melo slander. I'm taking Melo off top.
My God, there we go. We going Westbrook or we going D Rose?
D Rose.
Okay. Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell?
Oh, D Book.
D Book. And then the last one, are we going AI or are we going D Wade?
D Wade. D Wade. Yeah, I'm confident in D Wade. But
Facts. Okay, that kind of get people a little choked up though. Most people say D Wade because of his resume,
yeah,
but we can't forget AI changed the culture of basketball, bro. That's
I,
something powerful to do, So it's a tough
but
one on that one.
if I'm building a team, I'm trying to win. So
Yeah. Okay.
guy's not a win. That's proved so much, but I feel with D Wade, like, yeah, I'm taking D Wade.
Okay.
But damn, that
Um.
behind that Tim Duncan and Dirk. There.
All right. Now I want you to give me your top five rappers of all time.
3 stacks.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes had a huge impact on my childhood, so I'm picking him. 2 Chainz had a big impact because I was listening to him before he was Titty Boy and 2 Chainz when he was rapping with like 8 Ball MJG. My dad
Yeah. Okay.
all those, so I was listening to him and 8 Ball and MJG were like cold, and then yeah, so them 3 stacks, or J Cole. Gotta take Drake. you gotta take
Drake.
gotta take Drake.
Drake. Okay.
I was about to say Slim Thug, but I already got 2 Chainz, so I'm good with that.
Okay. Bet. If you could listen to three albums, mixtapes, EPs, or whatever for the rest of your life, what three would you take?
Damn, that's tough. I'd probably have to check the gallery for that one.
So you more of a are you more of a are you big on rap? Are you big on R&B? Are you big on pop? Are you a mixture of everything?
Everything.
Yeah, I feel you. Man,
Um,
my playlist would go from Meek Mill to Maroon 5 to Beyonce to Adele to some Temptations. I'm just like all over the place, bro.
that's the same way. I even got some country thrown in there too, so it's like that's weird for me. See, like the as far as like picking artists, I can do that, but I would say
Okay, so if you could list the three artists for the rest of your life, what three would you take?
3 stacks, Drake, and J Cole.
Okay, you got a little bit of rap, a little bit of soul, a little bit of chill R&B in there. Okay. Um, what was the best piece of advice somebody's ever gave you before?
Mm, that is a good one. That's a good one, man. I've gotten a lot of wise words from a lot of people,
I
but
like that ET shirt you got on too, bro. That's my
thank you. Yeah.
yeah. That's man. That dude right there helped me out a lot, man.
Um, Let me go with just one that I always reflect on, and I apply it. Just I was at a friend's house, and their dad told me like, don't basically like don't piss in the wind with me. And as a kid, I was just like, whoa, what? And like I thought about it forever. I thought about it forever, and like the situation, like it was like he wasn't being a dickhead or nothing. It made sense. It was like 11 o'clock, and we were in like freshman year, and we all lived in the neighborhood, so they had like a little get together, and nothing crazy. Like four of us that live 5 minutes away, but like of course like late night thing, girls and guys there. I was always over there chilling, and so he just talked to me like that. So don't piss in the wind with me, and I forgot that until I actually pissed in the wind and saw what happened. I laughed so hard, and I went back with him. I think it was like eighth grade actually. It was like eighth grade, and I went back with him, and I was like, "Hey, like, yo, Mr. Ween, I pissed in the wind," and he was just like, I was like, it was like months later. I was like, I pissed in the wind, and I get it now. He's like, what are you like? You remember you said don't piss in the wind with me? And I was like, I finally understand. I was like, because I wind, not thinking. I was like, and I pissed on myself. And he was like, well, I'm glad you were finally able to grasp it. I got you.
Oh man.
I was just telling him like, yes, sir. Like I knew he meant whatever he meant, so I was like, I got you. Like, I got you. But I still didn't know what the hell he
You
meant.
know what it meant. You just knew. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I finally was able to grasp that concept a few months later.
Yeah.
We talk about that again.
Okay, now let's say a young athlete was to come up to you and ask you for advice on how to get to that next level in basketball, how to get to that next level in track that kind of helped you throughout your career. What would be some advice that you would give them to help them maintain to get to, that successful lifestyle that you had?
um, Again, I know I said it earlier, but I'd focus just extremely on perseverance, man. That's been just ironically the biggest like word in my life is like that I've always received from a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely something that I was like had to battle myself. And so hard work and perseverance for sure. And that's something that, like I said, just connects to everything throughout life. And so just on that young athlete to know, like, man, you're gonna have to put in that work. There's gonna be days where you physically can't. Sometimes you gotta understand that. True. There's gonna be days that you feel like you can't, and you actually do, and you overcome that battle. There's just going to be times that just unfortunate situations where something is not going to plan out like you thought it would.
Yeah.
But shit, you keep working, you stay motivated, then you can have that situation where it comes back into your life. And luckily, that was what happened to me, man. Like 2012 was the last year I ever played organized basketball for a legit organization. And then 2019, 7 years later, I was able to come back to college, get my master's degree for free, and
Yeah.
make it to the national situation. So don't ever count yourself out. And if that's something you're truly just committed to, no matter what, then there's going to be road blocks, and sometimes you're going to be put in park. Sometimes you're going to have to cut that damn car off and sit there for a while overnight sometimes. And
Yeah.
eventually you'll be able to get through if that's what you really want to do. And man, that's just been the biggest thing for me, and a blessing, man, a blessing that I was able to understand for sure.
Facts. Facts. And then the last question I have for you, Brody, is, who would you like to see on here next that can pretty much get on here and tell their story, give some motivation out and stuff like that?
Oh, on the podcast.
Yeah. Like if
Oh,
you know somebody that had like you're cool with somebody that you played track with that have a crazy story that'll help uplift somebody,
oh,
um, help me get them on here.
yeah, man. Isaiah Austin, um, not related, but just someone that I met in high school that I hooped with, and we ironically were able to cross paths at Baylor, and we stayed locked in. His story is just straight,
Yeah, I remember that. Oh man.
man. If you haven't heard that, then you gotta listen to that. I know, yeah, I know everyone's probably heard that story, but that's a story you cannot hear enough. And to just see
Yeah.
everything that he battled, and to see what he's doing now, still, man, he's still
Yeah.
hooping.
It's crazy, bro. That his story made me cry, bro. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. And then when I don't want to tell you, but that draft, bro. Oh man, it just.
killer. That was kill. Yeah, man, that
Bro,
was.
I was crying. I'm like, damn, bro. Like that could have been any Hooper. That could have happened too. So
And to see like the biggest thing, like he's just knowing. think about it, like he's still playing professional ball
Yeah.
against teams that are going in the league, out of the league, like
Yeah.
crossing paths with NBA players and giving straight buckets. Like nothing's like it's crazy. That's just crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. But because he's like that for real.
Yeah.
And that he can handle that caliber of like level of like the NBA is nothing for that dude.
Yeah.
And it's oh man, it's so tough for him. I could only imagine. So
Yeah.
him and his family, man. But like that'd be great for him to come on here and share.
Yeah.
And for basketball, and the young bro Trayvon Bromell for track and field.
Okay.
If you haven't seen his story, man, that is some hard work and perseverance again. And man, it just makes me so happy seeing him bounce back as well, man.
Yeah.
I always just watching him race and seeing all of his like anything that he posts, man, that just radiates sunshine, man. And from the day that I met that dude, from the day one that I met him at Baylor, just the most positive, funny ass dude ever. Like you ain't gonna have no bad time with him at all. And
Yeah.
see him accomplish so much coming out of high school, seeing him launch into his professional career, seeing him race against Usain Bolt and all the big time guys, and just unfortunately taking his injury,
Yeah.
which just an Achilles injury. Like shit, that is crazy.
Yeah.
And as a sprinter, if you're not familiar with track and field, like it's you think basketball is bad, imagine like the world's fastest, the fastest people in that Achilles injury, bro. And so his story is just very similar to mine, but at a higher up level, professional wise. And so, anytime someone's able to just run into an obstacle that feels like the absolute end, and knowing what it takes and know where that puts you mentally, and pulling
Mhm.
back out, and now you're back at the top at the highest level possible. That's the most
Yeah.
beautiful feeling, bro. The most
Oh, thanks.
So seeing my he ain't young anymore, but seeing him come back, man,
Yeah.
he definitely has a story to tell and some
Thanks.
with himself. So those
Thanks.
two,
Man, I can't wait to hear them, man. If you can actually help me, get in touch with them. If
yeah,
you can reach out to them for me and tell them, to hit me up, I'd love to have them on to
okay,
tell their story. That's kind of why I created this, man, to help people get their story out. Especially right now, with all this stuff going on, we can hear people's story on what they overcame that can possibly help uplift, the younger generation or people our age. So
and then even for yourself, like you said, it's unfortunate. I hope everything's been flowing well. I know you said you lost your job during this time, but man, this just goes to show, man, you're able to connect with people like this and just continue to provide that message and that support, man. This is gonna
yeah,
go. Man, it's a good show, good energy right now. So man,
appreciate it, bro.
I'm sure this will go far, man. No doubt in my mind.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. I hope so, man. That's what I want. We hope anything we do it goes to the further extent as far as success wise. So I appreciate what I'm saying, those kind words, man.
Of
I
course.
actually appreciate you coming on too, man. You gave your story. I know it's gonna help somebody in their situation right now. So
So,
man, I wish you all the best, bro. I wish you much success, health. Whatever you have going on. Man, I never been to Hawaii, man. I need to come visit, man. I never been there.
tickets are cheap right now with COVID situation. So pull
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Man,
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that far of a flight because I'm like in Chicago right now, and they
yeah,
was like, yeah, it's about like an 8 hour flight, and I'm like, no, it ain't. And they was like, yeah, it's about an 8 hour flight, and I was like, bro, it's not an 8 hour flight. It's like down there, and they was like, yeah, you have to fly over water. I was like, oh, okay, makes sense, but I can't do 8 hours.
you
Can't
better
do it.
the whole time. That's the only way to get through for me.
I'm not, man. I'm scared. I'm afraid of heights, bro. So
Oh, you're scared of heights?
I'm scared of heights, man. So airplanes are like one of my biggest fears. So I'm actually going to LA on the 19th. So I'm just like thinking about it, my hands sweating and stuff like that. So I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be straight, man. Just make sure you prep yourself before so you can sleep.
No, that's the thing. I ain't gonna sleep or nothing. I'm gonna make sure I'm wide awake. So when I get to the plane, hopefully I can doze off. Knock off some time. I can know I'm in the air.
making sure I said, prepare yourself to make sure you can sleep on the plane.
Oh yeah, yeah, facts. Take me some melatonin or something, you know, do what I gotta do.
Yeah. Push in the air.
Facts, facts. Like I said, my guy, I appreciate you again. Much, success and love to you. I appreciate you. We'll stay in touch, bro. Definitely stay in touch, and man, hopefully one day I can link up with you in Hawaii.
Oh, easy. That's easy, man. Just let me
For
know.
sure. All right, love, bro.
What's up?